Hello from BGC. You can see in the background one of my favorite coffee places, Coffee Project. It's in my neighborhood now, so it's real close. It's expensive, but I like to treat myself every once in a while there. Not too often, but every once in a while, because I'm trying to stay in a budget and I don't want to spend like a Western expense. So once in a while I'll go there. But BGC is a little more expensive than most places in the Philippines, but that's not the topic today. Today's topic is why I didn't move back to the U.S. You know, how I got here in the first place, and what brought me here, and why I stayed. So let's get into that. Okay, so we're walking in BGC, and I'll go down to High Street. I want to get to Jamba Juice. I didn't get there this morning to get my pomegranate power, but it's a nice afternoon. It's nice and cool, blue skies. I don't know if you can see. Here's part of BGC right there. It's a beautiful day, nice breeze. It's about 3 in the afternoon, and I'm heading to Jamba Juice. Taking a little bit of a different route so you can see it. They're doing construction here. They're building these towers, these huge condominiums going up. So they're building those, which is kind of right by where I'm at now, where I'm living now. But so as we walk and as you check out BGC, if you haven't been here before, it's a beautiful city, beautiful district, I guess you could call it, within the city of Taguig. Kind of a bubble, but it ticks all the boxes for me. It's very convenient. I can walk anywhere under 30 minutes. I can be wherever I need to be, usually 15 or 20. I tend to walk fast, so if you notice, I start getting out of breath from walking and talking. It's because I walk really fast. It's a habit I've always had, and I've never gotten rid of it, so you're gonna find that out. So what brought me here almost 2 years ago? So it was 2 years ago, and I was looking for work. I was living in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I was looking for a job, and I had a job interview. I've been working for the last 11 years in admissions, in college admissions, and in 8 of those years as a director of admissions. So I had a good career at different schools, and I was looking for my next move. And I had this job interview with this global online university. It was a smaller university based out of California, but they had one of their, I guess, vice president, you could call him. He was stationed in Tulsa. They were looking at opening up a branch in Tulsa as far as a location for their admissions department. So they had an East Coast, a West Coast, and they wanted something Midwest, and Tulsa was where they were planning. So I got the call. I sent it, I was on Indeed.com and saw the ad, and it was a local, I could work in Tulsa, which was great. I didn't have to move. And so I sent my resume. I got a call back, got an interview set up. So I went downtown and met this guy, and we had a really good conversation over lunch. And during that conversation, he mentioned, he started talking about the school, and it's like, okay, we're an international online university. Hello. And there is a business school, so they do bachelor's, master's, and doctorate degrees in business. And he says, we're global. We've got students all over the US, Canada, Mexico, Central America, South America, Western Africa. And I'd always been infatuated with Asia, and obviously I had previously had a girlfriend from the Philippines, so I've been to the Philippines several times, been to Japan, and so I've always loved Asia. And so I just said in passing, when he was mentioning where all the students came from, I just basically said in passing, hey, if you ever open up a location in Asia, I'm your guy. And he goes, well, funny you should ask that, because we're actually looking at expanding into the Asian market, but with the time difference so drastic, we want somebody in place there that could set up the operations, hire the staff, get everything set up so it's almost like a satellite office there, so they wouldn't have to rely on somebody in California running the operation because the time difference is so drastic. So once he found out that I was interested in the interview, hello, how are you? The interview went well. As soon as we left the restaurant downtown, I started for home. He called the president of the university in California and said, hey, we've got our guy for Asia. And so by the time I got home, which is about a 15-minute drive, he called me already and said, hey, we want to hire you, but not for the Tulsa region, not the Midwest. We want to hire you for the Asia market, to expand the Asia market and set that up. So I actually jumped at it at that point because I had blown an opportunity years ago to go to Asia. Back in 2016, I actually had a chance to teach English in China. I had the contract signed, ready to send in everything, and just before I sent the contract in, I got a job offer in Louisville, Kentucky, for a director of admissions job at a school there, university there. So I, instead of jumping out of my comfort zone, instead of making that leap, I took the easy way out, and I regretted it ever since. You know, for the next 5.5, 6 years, I regretted not taking that job in China. And I always wondered, it's like, what if? So 2020, let me back up. It was 2021, about this time, 2 years ago, when they actually offered me the job. So I started, I believe it was September of 2021. I started working for them, and I did a lot of research. I'm sorry, there's a hill there I just stumbled down. But I started working for them, did a lot of research, and on the Asian markets, where to go. I had in the back of my mind where I wanted to be. I wanted to be in the Philippines, obviously, because I'd had a couple of girlfriends, long distance relationships, from Filipinas. So I kind of knew where I wanted to be. I was familiar with the Philippines. I've been here a few times. But all the research turned right back to it. It was cheaper to live. I could hire help locally and pay them more than what they would normally make here. So that would make them happy. The English wasn't an issue. So I had it down between here, Thailand, and Malaysia. Ended up picking here. And back in 2021, at the end of 2021, there was still the issue of COVID. So we couldn't travel. So we're just waiting for the Philippines to open, and then they announced in February of 2022 that they were opening back up to travel. I had to get my jab, so I got my jab and my booster because of that. And March of 2022 is when I moved, when I took the trip. And I watched a lot of videos, a lot of YouTube videos of YouTubers living here in the Philippines, and specifically in Manila, because that's where I was going to headquarter, because I wanted some place that had reliable internet. Okay, so I wanted reliable internet, fast speed. I did a lot of my calls, or all my calls were on my laptop, so I needed that. So BGC was the choice. Hello. And so I moved out here, and I had a contract for a year. I worked until September of 2022. Then my contract ended, and so I started looking for work. I wanted to stay here. I wanted to be a digital nomad, or find something where I could work remotely, and I couldn't really find anything that suited my skill sets or would allow me to stay here. I could have moved back to the States, but I really didn't want to do that. Hello. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to stay here and work remotely or work somewhere. So I kept looking, and I collected unemployment for about 4 months, I think, till the end of the year, and then I just decided that I was tired of doing it. I was tired of the stress of work, because what I was doing was very stressful, because you had to hit quotas, you had to get a number of students for every enrollment period, and it got to be very stressful, and I was sick a lot, and I broke out in hives at one point. It was just not a good thing. So I just made that decision at the end of 2022 that that's it, I'm retiring early. I worked out the budget. It's like, yeah, I can do that, I can retire. I was planning on working about 3 more years, I think. Anywhere from 3 to 7 more years. But that budget would have been something that I would have been able to do in the States, as far as I would need to work that long if I were living in the States. But I thought, well, I'm living here, it's cheaper, even in BGC. So I figured out my expenses and figured out what my pension was going to be and all that, and it worked out that I could do it. I would have extra money to travel, so I just bit the bullet. I just pulled the trigger and said, let's do it, let's retire. So in January of 2023, I retired officially from the workforce after how many decades of working. So here I am, 10 months later. Not another thing that I don't regret is retiring. So I don't regret living here. I don't regret moving here. My only regret is I should have done it earlier. Should have done it sooner. And I don't regret retiring early. I'm enjoying life. Things are awesome here. I love it. And next video, I'm going to tell you about how dating has been for me personally here. So it's been different. It's been a ride, but we'll call it Confessions of a Passport Bro or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. But I'll tell you all about it. I did not come here to be a passport bro, just so you know, full disclosure. But some things just happen, I guess. So, but that'll be in the next video. But if you have any comments, put them below. Let me know what your story is. If you're here in the Philippines, if you're here in Manila or BGC specifically, contact me. I'd love to meet you. And I'm always up for meeting my subscribers. And as always, please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. I do appreciate that. We're right at about 1,400 subscribers now. and I've been doing this since May, so about 6 months and at 1,400 subscribers, so I'm feeling really good about that. And until next time, as always, hello, mabuhay, live life, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.